Babami, how you doing now? It's good to have you join the One Nigeria podcast again. This episode, we have a huge guest from oil and gas and of course the hospitality sector. And today, we're going to be looking at running business as a young man in Nigeria, right? I have in the studio my sponsor. A huge sponsor, CEO Sunkel Oil and Gas, and of course the CEO of one of the finest hospitality outfits in Ekiti State right now. That's Dreamview. I mean, you have to experience it to understand the name Dreamview Hotel. The CEO is here, Mr. Sunday Ngbeken. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much. Nice having me.
Yes.
It's a pleasure.
So, as it is our culture, we go straight to no dilly darling, right? The culture or your experience running business in Nigeria as a young person in Ekiti State, how has it been?
Well, it's going to be a combination of multiple stories. It's not been an easy one though, because as far as 15 years ago, for me, my story is unique because I came into Ekiti State, funnily enough, as a youth copper.
Oh, I never knew.
I've never told you that. I actually came to Ekiti as a youth copper.
Wow.
And my personal name was not even known to a lot of people around. They called me Copper. I still recall all those days. And I got in the opportunity where I had to work somewhere, and I felt, okay, let me learn one or two skills from this place and also develop myself in that line. And as God will have it, I also used my opportunity I had. I keyed into it, and I got into oil and gas. I started then buying kerosene in kegs.
Oh.
Yes, I buy kerosene, 4 kegs. Wow. I make little profit from it.
Wow.
And so that's how we've built. It has been a long time story. So, some years after then, we said, okay, it's now time to even go into business properly. We sought for loan, try to, then loan percentage was still very minimal. Then banks are giving sometime like 2009, 2008. I'm talking of 2009 to 2008. Then you can get an interest rate, if you can get a loan with an interest rate of probably 11%, 12%. Wow. Then it still might look very high then compared to now where we're doing 36, 35%. Wow. So then some of us who were in business, who were starting then, once it's more easier then to start up than now. So I don't want to mention names, but there are some people today who are billionaires, who will celebrate as billionaires. If you're to be now, I don't think they can achieve what they've achieved. Because I think the environment for doing business now is very stiff. And there are a lot of indices are not very easy to grow fast. There's now very little progression and growth in business. So it takes someone who's very disciplined. Someone who's very, very disciplined. You have to be very, very disciplined and be smart. And be careful. And by God's grace, you will definitely grow.
So let's talk about the smart thing, being business smart. So how real is that for you? What has been your experience? I mean, for you to say, for somebody to say you have to be very smart as a business, that means you have had a lot of experiences. Tell us why are you so emphatic on the business smart?
I think for me, one of my strengths probably would be on discipline. And discipline too, I can like you to be smart because you ensure that you don't allow your environment, you don't allow peer influence, you don't allow some factors enable you or push you to making some wrong decision. I initially feel I can say you can be business smart. Like one decision I took was, which is still driving me to date, is that the end is sweet, but you have to sow the seed now. So you can see some young people today, they make decisions out of peer influence. They make decisions probably, okay, this was trending, so let me also let people know that I've arrived. But there are some people who sit back and say, okay, I have £1 million. Rather than going to buy a smartphone of £2 million or exactly £1 million, why don't I invest in something that will give me a return? In the long run, they will have something to. So those are smart decisions. So smart decisions in business, it can be done in your earlier stage in life. If you don't get it right, then it's even more difficult to grow, even if you intend to start much later. So it's not really easy, like I said. One of the decisions I made then, I recall, was to be very disciplined. And I think it's smart for me. Discipline comes with a lot of decision making. You try to avoid some things. When you see this is what is trending, people feel that maybe like the usual slang, this one are mugu, but you know that you have that inside that you know you can do better even, but you're trying to be disciplined. So that has really helped me in some of my earlier decisions.
You're not ever tempted to want to show off that you have the capacity for something that you actually do. You're never tempted to.
No. Like my earlier days, it's just of recent times I've met with friends and I feel okay. It comes with the normal organograms of basic need of man. There are times you want to involve the social aspects. You have friends who have been there for you in so many ways and they invite you for occasions. You want to show up. That is some of the things that definitely you cannot hide. They bring you out in big. But my earlier days, like I said, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like consistently like 8 years. I was in the backspace trying to build the foundations. And
not going for occasions, not doing one bed,
not really.
Not spraying.
I'm not known in public space. Except people, because sometimes the other job I did, it put me in a space whereby you interface with the public. So there are people who know me because of the work I do, not because I intentionally want to show myself out there. So basically, I think it's not really easy, but also if you are disciplined, God sees that. Definitely, it's going to reward your hard work when you are disciplined. Because if you are disciplined, if you are hardworking and you're not disciplined, you still fall out. That's what I believe.
Okay, so let's talk about your experiences, the gory experiences as a business owner, as a CEO, especially in Ekiti State. And before we go to your ordeal or engagement with young persons, running multiple businesses, successful businesses in Ekiti State, what has the ordeal been like?
I think it comes with a lot of stories and
we want to hear the stories because already I've got
it has been challenging. You see, for me, I started actually initially from the oil and gas space, and it was quite very interesting then because yes, we involved I put in a lot of energy. And before the subsidy thing came in, and I think it's also a good decision for the government to have taken that because actually a lot of people in that space who are just capitalizing and taking advantage of the process. So, but I know my earlier stage into the oil and gas when I decided to go big into the business. It wasn't easy. Getting loan from bank with the mindset that you must not fail at this earlier stage. So there was no sleep. There was no sleep. I can't really, at least I know my hours of sleeping there was very, very few, not much time I sleep. So we put in all the best. We try to monitor our proceeds. We try to make sure your staffs are trying to keep customers so that they don't act in ways that will send your customer away. We try to build a standard that will make customers to be loyal and want to come back. So all those are some of the things we put up in the earlier stage to make sure we move. But after then, we were in that space for a long time, and currently we're still in that space. But we now notice that the oil and gas business, in particular, there's been a lot of shifts, a lot of change, and this arises as a result of subsidy removal and the current impacts, which I believe maybe we don't know what the tax will do to this, but I believe with time, I was hopeful that with time things will settle down because after the subsidy removal, you now see the introduction of a refinery built by Dangote, which is now out there too, who is also a big stakeholder in the market, and kind of a lot of decisions from that place affects our businesses indirectly, one way or the other. So it has really been so much, but like I keep saying, the discipline aspect has always kept me to this day. Then in terms of challenges, there's so much. I've had situations whereby in my earlier days, even when I started taking loans from bank, I also got shocked from some actions from the bank. We've seen, I don't want to mention the bank, I've banked with some banks that I was shocked because I never believed that. I see the bank as a perfect system.
Yeah, I mean,
where if you are doing something to the bank, you think for them to have this kind of structure, they have excellence.
Seamless process.
So you can't be having issues with the bank. So it makes some business people not so careful. Why they are more concerned about in-house.
Yeah.
I want to make sure my products are sold and the money is remitted. But the aspect of technology being introduced, POS here and there, people are not so mindful sometimes to even get the right personnel. To maybe right officers, people to work with. Some people want to just manage themselves. Those are some of the things I was victim of. And we didn't get the right structures. So we had some problems whereby the banks, we noticed some bank that they don't settle us appropriately.
What do you mean settle appropriately? I mean, let's go into the
for
details.
instance, we have a procedure properly, like, okay, you have a product you bought and let me use a daily sales as an example.
Daily
you make a daily sales of 20 naira,
Yeah.
and you expected that 20 naira should be balanced in your account. However, in that 20 naira, 10 naira was cash payments.
So meaning you take 20 naira, you deposit it in your account, and what is reflecting?
No, basically, let me explain this properly, clearly. You have made a sales of products worth 20 naira,
Yeah.
and you want to reconcile. You are expecting to check your in-house. We've sold the product of 20 naira. How much can be accounted for? You can see a fiscal cash of 10 naira. Now you want to see the balance of 10 naira probably has been settled to the bank
In the
through
bank.
POS. So a lot of business people, like for me, in my earlier stage, I was a victim of that. I was so, because of the mindset I have for the bank, I was so careless that I wasn't looking at that aspect. So I was more detailed that, okay, these are the POS receipts, 10 naira, these are the cash, 10 naira, so we're good. I was running the business that way. So it got to a time, I was shocked. And I noticed, it came in one weekend where I was trying to put up things together for a transaction on a Monday. And I was shocked when I saw that they settled me far less than what I'm expecting.
Wow.
So I tried to do an investigation towards it, and I was shocked that to see that the particular bank was it was not settling in full. It was settling in parts. So I thought probably this would be probably just weekend error. I called to the bank, and they said they were looking into it. I noticed they were not forthcoming. I put up so many calls to them.
Wow.
They were still not responding. I had to do a write-up.
What's the volume in this? You are talking naira.
I'm talking of like 9 years ago. I was talking of a fraud that I lost amount totaling almost 9 million plus.
9 million. Wow.
9 years ago.
Not remitted.
Not remitted.
Wow.
9 years ago. And shockingly enough, we continue to correspond, write reports to them, they respond, and they keep coming that on need, they are doing conciliation, they are doing this, they are doing that. And we're still having this confidence. I know the bank will do what is necessary. The bank will do it until it got to a point I had to meet my legal, and they advised me that the only way we can get redress on this is to take the bank to the court.
So only you took the bank to the court.
I did. Wow. And immediately, that was even the first time in my life I had to go to the court. Because yes, I'm the kind of person that only wants to be in my space. I don't want to, I'm kind of person that if I see trouble, I try to avoid it. So, but it became necessary that we need to look for a way to get this money. Since the bank is not coming forth with results. So I had to take them to court. And shockingly enough, that was also when I started experiencing how the court looks like. Because I was also shocked that you wouldn't believe that case has been in court for the last 6 years.
6 years.
The bank keep appealing. One government company keep appealing. So
one case in court for 6 years.
The system has a way of frustrating you.
Wow.
So my lessons I learned was, which I want to share with young people that do business, that at every point in time, seek knowledge. So you know how to do things right. It's better for you to nip things in the bud than for it to happen and you want to get results.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get results or trying to recover, you make more losses. So that is on this of bank. I've also have experiences in business trying to expand. We have bought landed properties. And it shocked me. This one, even sometimes you see people, organizations that you trust so much that you believe that this organization cannot do such things.
What kind of organizations are we talking about here, Ogatunde?
No, I don't want to mention.
No, it's okay. It's okay to say. It's okay to say without mentioning a particular name. But what kind of organizations?
You're talking of.
We have different. Is it a financial organization? Is it a church? Is it a school? What kind of organization?
It comes from just what you've mentioned. You see, organization like that, you trust so much that you have from what you've mentioned now.
Is it a school that sold you land or a church that sold you land?
I bought land from a school. I bought land from a church.
This particular one, was it a church?
No, I've had various experience from both the church and both the school. So I'm not spending. So this was the issue that all this is based on our earlier stage, what we know. So I would think I would advise young people who are going to business, always seek for mentors. Always try to ask questions, try to be guided.
You were going to talk about your experience with landed property.
Yeah, I'm going there. So you see, this particular institution I trust so much also duped me when it comes to the issue of land. I was shocked.
How?
I bought a property quite very expensive, and only for me to do the necessary documentation based on document being handed over to me.
Yes.
And after a short while, I started seeing encumbrance coming here and there, people coming that this land belongs to them, part of the land is theirs. Issues here and there.
A money issue.
This one is even beyond money issue. Because this one is more or less like, okay, we own this land.
Wow.
And this is how we had even evidence of documents that they have. Wow. To the point that they came and said, okay, we sold this land, just one plot for this A. And A has sold it to you as 2 plots. Wow. So, I mean, initially I was like, these people, they must be mad. Do they think that this organization can do such kind of thing?
Did you ever pray against them or went fasting against them?
Of course, I was like, these people, they are enemies of progress.
Enemies of progress.
When they see young people want to grow up, they want to go to these are my mistakes. Because I trust institutions so much. That is one problem we have in this country. Institutions are not building up, are not trustworthy. The way you expect them to stand, that's not the way they're standing. So that's the story. And shockingly enough, we decided with the institution that it's not possible. You guys are just looking for what to eat. I was even the opinion that, okay, maybe we should just say to them, but this issue keep dragging, they keep going back and forth until they started bringing out evidence. They brought out receipt, and I was shocked when the organization came up and said, okay, when they were telling me in confidence that what really actually happened, that they actually got 1 plot. That's actually what they got from the family. And but what they did that they now in their own discretion. Because they felt the place, the bush around them was so much, they had to now survey it beyond what they bought, and they sold it in that. So I was disappointed, and those are some of the lessons I've learned in institutions. So young people in business, you need to be guided. You might have the energy, you might have the zeal, but one key thing you also need to do is to look for people to guide you. As I am now, I have mentors. I have people I look up to. I have people I envy, and I've seen their energy, and it does not really come cheaply. It's come with hard work. It's come with decision makings. And those people, I look up to them. Sometimes I fall back to them and ask questions. How do I go about this? What do you think if I do this? And those decisions or those advice they gave me have really guided me in business. There are a lot of challenges in this business.
So let's talk about someone who sees you now says, Oga is a very young person. You be my Igbo now. And then you have a lot of young people. I'm sure they naturally gravitate towards you. I say, I have this idea, I can do this for your business, I can support you in this way, just do this for me, I can help you with this. How has your experience been as a young CEO with other young people who you've either employed or engaged for one service or the other?
That is another big problem.
It'd be like a problem.
It is. Generally, like I said, the business environment is not easy.
It's not easy.
You see, from like a question you asked, from vendors who wants to work for you, probably doing construction, up to people you want to work with in business, we keep having one challenge or the other. There's not been any time we say, okay, we are sitting back and we are just relaxed, and things are all rosy. There's not been. I can't recall.
You've never really.
I can't. In the last 13-14 years of me in business, I can't recall one particular month I would say, okay, I'm relaxing.
You're going for vacation. So they go vacation like
it's difficult. But as times are unveiled now, we're trying to build up structures because we're beginning to learn. And we feel that it's not just by your energy. You have to be smart. Smartness does not really mean that you just have to be there all the time. So now we're beginning to advance. That's why I said school is not scam. Those people that say school is scam is not true. School is not scam. So what we learn, sometimes we bring it to play, and it shapes our decisions. It helps us in making decisions that, okay, now it's time to start looking out for people who are experts, who can do this job, who can give you comfort and build your confidence in what you are doing. So what we are doing now, basically, I'm trying to set standards. Trying to set standards and structures and say, okay, this should be our mode of operation, standard of operation, and we want people who should enforce compliance. So this is what we want. Okay, now make sure you are ensuring this is happening, and this and this. However, like we've seen different kind of people, like you see young people who come and say, definitely as a young person, it's even more interesting seeing you working with younger people too. Because when you work with elder people, sometimes the relationship is always more or less like this. So even when you need to scold at them, or you always be careful. Quiet, so for me, it's more interesting when I see myself seeing young people to work with. I think, but the challenge, they're enormous. I can start with vendors in the process of constructing. You see vendors who you have high hopes in. Probably you go to a site, you pick them up, you sit them delivering on the job, and you bring them to site. The next thing, the reverse is the case. You've seen people who just come, you say, okay, they take your money that they want to deliver on, just with talking. The next thing, they're off the hook, you can't find them again. We've had experience like that. Then you see a lot of people people who should be smart coming to work with you. Some of them, they are just what they want to get, and it's chairman. They just want to get. So we have different people. We also have those who we have employed, who don't have this understanding that it takes a lot to build structures like this. It takes a lot to develop business like this. Like I mentioned earlier, we started from the grassroots.
Yeah.
And if we're not diligent, if we're not disciplined, if we don't have our integrity, probably we won't be in this space.
And we're usually talking the volume of loans that you've taken and what is expected even in returning the loans, to run these businesses.
It's crazy. It's crazy because sourcing for the capital, like I said, is never be comfortable for any business person. I don't know if I can say this here, but I feel that the way our bank runs, and it goes back to the government. Why the government needs to enable small scale and other businesses? They need to intervene on our interest rates because I think it's what they dish out that the CBN complies with.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's just as if this country, you should be confident to go and take loan when you want to do a illegal business. Because probably that kind of business can give you kind of returns,
huge returns
that you can be able to pay your interest rate and keep something for yourself. But in the for some years back, some of the loans I've been working with, I never be comfortable. I have this mindset almost like on a daily basis that like you imagine you as a human being. All you do on a daily basis, there's no day that passes by. Even if it's on your birthday day, you still recall that how much am I seeing in the bank? That thought always flash every day. So you see, you putting all effort to ensure that you are still on track. So you're are scared of that day where the bank will come and say you've not been able to comply, and these are the issues that the bill penalties or so. You always work towards trying to find our balance. That is what happens for most business people.
Is that not stressful?
It is definitely.
Can you not boycott it?
And that is why, like I said, right. Like I tell you, currently now, the business is expanding for me. So I'm looking on structures, getting right personnel. So I'm focusing more on standards rather than trying to be the operation manager, trying to be the security supervisor, trying to be these are the challenges that comes with trying to manage your business.
Why you are the CEO of the business? You are overseeing everything.
It has not been easy. I've had situations where people had to work with you and they competed in stealing. I've had a story where one of them say, we're competing, after all, I stole 2 million, that person stole 3 million now.
In one man's business.
They compete in stealing.
Wow.
So if you don't set structures in place to checkmate these things and take away sympathy from the business and run, you might be working very hard, but you see that you won't grow fast. Because the energy you are putting, the bank is taking their own. Government tax is coming now. We don't know that we have business, we have fears.
Let's talk about tax. Even though I have a huge question on what's the biggest amount that has been stolen from you. But let's talk about tax before that. The tax thing. What are your fears? Now, this is not a tax education thing, right? For people like you, our sponsors like this. The tax is usually targeted. I think the tax is designed and targeted at people like you.
Business
people. Mainly. How is it coming up for you? Because from December till this year, I've been seeing you doing a lot of work with plenty books, plenty accounting, doing all of that. How is it for you?
I think unfortunately, it's a country that people are not having confidence in what our leaders are doing. Because I think if you look at it, if tax is to develop your house, I don't think it's going to be a bad idea.
Nah.
But the problem most people have, including myself, is that how are these people going to use this money? If I'm told that, the minute you pay this kind of money on a monthly basis, you are certainly, no story, you get this.
Yes.
I'll be comfortable to make those payments. But I can just make reference to that of the subsidy. Look at how this subsidy issue was talked about. We are meant to understand that roads will be fixed immediately. Even people that don't have work will get 5,000 naira bonus. Healthcare system will be fixed. School, free education, a lot of things, a lot of promises that come with it. But the reverse is the case. However, we all understand that most of this money that has been generated, a lot goes to the state government. And yes, most of them are doing the best they can do, which also means that the money has been taken away from those cabals and has been given to the
states.
Action was good, so I've removed the subsidy. But however, the money that is coming to the states, we hope and we continue to pray that the government continue to use it judiciously for the use of the people. That's what builds trust. And once the government is able to build trust, I can assure the government that a lot of people will want to, because if you want to stay in a house, for instance, you look at the rents. If you are paying the rent in the house, and the house is coming to say, okay, I've given you a generator, I've installed AC, I'm going to add addition. You'll be easy for you to make such a payment. So that's my fear. Because for me, and in fact, as if I'm going to school now, every now and then I'm checking on Google, I'm checking on AI to get more information on what this starts saying, what this starts all about. And for me, I have my own fears. Some of us who were thinking that, okay, we also have like 10 years plan, 20 years plan, we're looking at having conglomerates, well, now begin to have fears, I begin to rethink. That, okay,
are you downsizing and shedding all your businesses down?
So I'm looking at my structure of business. Okay, why can't you just liquidate some of them and harmonize them to one or two? So I'll be able to do a filing. Now, this is come with penalties. If you don't file, you get back. So why you are on the other hand trying to make sure that business does not collapse?
Yeah.
You try to set up structures to ensure that they are compliant with government. There are some of these things will still come up with you. Mostly when it's becoming complicated. So for me as a person, one of my fears was to see how to really align with the task so that one does not fall victim. And I try to restructure or position myself in a way that I'll be task compliant and I avoid penalties.
Yeah.
So I've taken 1 or 2 steps to ensure that I don't fall victim of paying penalties.
So from what you said, it's clear now that the tax is not the problem. It's the what would these people do with this money that is the problem.
That is it, definitely.
And so for the tax man who is out there, the minister who is talking about the tax, we're taxing the rich. So the rich, they're asking the question now. Even if you tax us, we don't have a problem with it. What are you going to do with the money? I don't think that question has been answered. If you ask me,
it has not.
It has not.
In fact, sometimes, and I think it's not only me. Some other people might even think, even with the new tax law, that is it a crime to work hard to do business?
Is it that they don't want you guys to have conglomerates and grow as
sometimes
big?
You can't look at, because if you look at the structure of the tax, based on my little knowledge of what I've studied, is just. I don't think it's going to enable businesses like they keep saying. Maybe I still need to get those facts. But it's more or less like as if those of us who have struggled in our earlier stage, that's why I said it's easier then to go than now. Because imagine if you want to probably put 10 million there, let's value it to 10 million 10 years ago, let's value it now as 200 million.
Yes.
What you would have done, what you would be able to achieve with 10 million 10 years ago, if you are giving 200 million, you cannot achieve quarter of it. Regarding the inflation, things are tough now. So even construction, if you want to put up a business space, you borrow money for a bank. If you're not careful, if you don't have a good analysis of the BOQ and all that, you just get trapped. Because things are getting expenses every day. You might do a market survey today, and you are told that this piece is 10 naira, and you've done your quotation and done everything. Based on that, you go to the market for that is 12 naira. Inflation is on the rise every day. So there are a lot of challenges like so forth and so forth. So the tax issue, the fears a lot of Nigerians have, and I believe is that confidence in the government, what will do with the money. That is the basic fear. A market woman who knows that if her daughter is sick, they will go to the hospital and get cheap medical services. Or if she's going home, she has a train or a subsidized. Thank God the state government here, I think, is doing something that has to do with it. I think that's helping a lot. I see this vehicle, this blue big bus, like the state, the governor is doing well on that. So those are the things they need to improve on it, expand on it. So things like that are what will really encourage people to have confidence that let me pay tax.
Incentives.
Let me pay tax. We'll get this tax we're paying is for this, is for that, is for that. So but when you are paying tax, you want to pay tax, high tax, which tax, and you have to buy fuel at an exorbitant price, you have to fix your car because of bad roads. These things kill the morals of God. So even like I said, those of us who are up in business, who are growing, we start wondering, it's not better to even stay low. Like I listened to somebody on social media and said, it's even better to even stay as a payee. Let me collect pay down to do business because we don't know what the government is going to do. And we are told that if you try to play smart, you'll be arrested.
It's like an almost automatic system, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But back to the challenges of running business. And I'm sure you've been a victim of theft
a lot,
consistently.
A lot.
What's the volume? What's the highest?
I think initially, like when I started with While I was still in the oil and gas business alone, it was still minimal. It was still minimal, even though we experienced one or two.
Yeah.
And in fact, even in my early days, when I was selling kerosene, those are the early lessons we learned. We just went to just employ people without proper guarantor, without proper structure. Just, this guy is hardworking, nice guy. I like his face and join me in the business. So the little time I had to step out, this guy kept using it to sell and keep money for himself. So we got to a particular day. All the sales we sold, it was a weekend, we were supposed to bank money on the Monday. All the sales we made for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he waited till Monday morning. Well, I'm to report to work and let's do account. He left on Monday morning. He didn't leave alone with the cash. He left with even some of the electronics I have in my space.
Wow.
So it has been something that you cannot rule out of business. That's why I said you have to set structures in place. Get the right personnel to work with you and ensure that you remove sentiment from the business. If you are saying, I need to bring my brand into this space, whatever you say, you got to take it. That's your decision. But if you are looking at people who have integrity, you can't really, they don't take it on the head.
Yeah.
It's better for you to source for the right staffs through probably human resources firms, or you set structures to ensure that you have people of reputation. You check their reputation so ensure they've not had issues here and there, and you can set structures to monitor the process. If you don't do that, there's no way you won't continue to have issue of theft in business. I've experienced a lot, and when I now expanded my business, diversifying into hospitality and all that, we've seen even worse more of it.
So in the oil and gas, your experience in oil and gas is bigger.
Minimal.
It's minimal compared to hospitality.
Far minimal. Because you see, oil and gas, as big as it looks like, you work with direct details. You look at your products, you look at your sales, you know those records, you put them in place. Then you check on ISP. But you see, the aspect of hospitality, you have to work with people more. You deal on services, and you might be here seated, your staff is talking to somebody just beside you. You are like this staff is hardworking and is giving a wrong information to dupe you. That is how it is in hospitality business. So I've seen a scenario that somebody has come to work with me in hospitality business in a space of 3 months. He's still close to 3.something million.
Wow! Within 3 months.
Within 3 months.
Over 3 million naira.
Over 3 million naira. Within 3 months.
God. Tell us what happened. How did that happen? One person.
No, I think it was a case of negligence, or like I said, structured building, and we had some loopholes here and there. So he was smart enough as a criminal and tried to take those advantages, where he had to reprint receipts and use them to reconfirm transactions.
Wow.
Or going to manipulate receipts to seem like original. POS receipt, I'm making reference to.
POS receipts. Wow.
So, and when we found out, we've already lost almost to a tune of above 3 million.
Wow.
Recovering the money is also a problem.
Tell us about that. Because, I mean, is it that once you lose money, the money goes, you don't redress mechanism, you don't get it back? How?
For people who have experienced things like that, most of them will let you know that it's far better to avoid losing money than losing money. Because it's always regrettable to say that, okay, you this loophole. It's better not to avoid it. To not lose money. Because if you get somebody arrested, the police station, the DPO, they will tell you that the person must be charged to court. Recovering the money is almost like 70% of the money will be lost. Because the person goes to court, join bail, the next thing they will fix a date, and issues keep coming up now, just like that. You get frustrated. I've had a story where somebody, after getting his bail, he also wrote a letter to me applying again. I want to work for me. Now he chooses to be paying me from the salary I'm going to pay him.
Somebody who stole from you.
Who you are trying to see how you can recover your money. And
so he wants to
he's so comfortable that he wants to reapply, he wants to work again. And he has not made any attempt to pay a dime from that money.
Wow.
Is that bad?
Wow.
So it's always cheaper. To avoid such losses.
Do you think, as a businessman, do you think that the judiciary as a system is also fair to business people?
I think they are there to ensure that we get justice, for fair hearing for everybody, and like I said, the legal system is blind. But the system itself, I think we're all victim of it. I believe that people who are also being accused wrongly who have not gotten fair hearing. And this probably might be as a result of a lot. Me, I'm not a legal person, but from the little I've seen and from the little knowledge I'm building, I see that the system is so. In fact, it's in Nigerian court you hear when they say technicality. They will tell you that your black cloth is white, and you'll be wondering what an insane. They are telling that this black cloth is white, and they can argue it and they get judgment because they'll let you know, they'll put it to you with evidence and tell you that this person that told you is black, who told you that this black is white, he also they will then come up with one health system that has one myopic color 190. So he knows what he's saying. He's telling you that it's clear, and you see evidence and you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. So the system works with evidence, and even they don't work with. I don't know if I should call it fact. They don't look at fact or what
beyond. It has to be beyond.
It's not emotional. They look at evidence. So like I said, if I want to have any advice I have anybody, set structure. Look for the right thing. Build the right capacity of people. Pay them very well.
As an employer,
that is what I'm learning on.
As an employer, has evidence ever worked against you? In any of the court cases.
Wow. I think you just reminded me of one incident that happened a year ago. I recall I wanted to get a generator, a big generator, probably like almost above 100 kV generator to stabilize my energy. In business too, we don't talk about the energy sector. It's not that problem. So I was trying to get a generator, and somehow, to cut the long story short, somehow this is part of the negligence I also have experienced. We learn every day in business. But it's always better if you get from people experience so that you don't fall victim. And I spoke to somebody, and somebody like this social media, somebody posted, and somebody who is a declutter said, I saw you are looking for a generator. There's this nice, I'm going to buy a brand new one. This one is just not used. It's just probably used for like 1 month, so it's going to save you a lot. And I wasn't around. I sent agents to go look at it, and they said it's fine. I went there, I saw it, I said, okay, not bad. That was all I did. There was no proper inspection or bringing a professional to look at how it is. And I regretted this because I later took that generator. All I went there just once. And I saw it and I said, it looks neat. Without doing due diligence. So when I left, because I was busy with a lot of things, and I only made payments, somebody to go and pick it up. I called my engineer, come and get it installed. Immediately the thing got to my spot. The engineer said, wow, what's this? This is way beyond scrap. That is scrap. So immediately I saw that information. Immediately, just less than 24 hours, I did a video and I said, please come. The man I paid, I gave the man, return this back. To call the person, he said, no, it's not on ground. To cut long story short, while we're trying to talk man-to-man talk, what do we do? Can you refund the money I've paid you? You just have very little balance. As if I knew it was a contract of sales which was still ongoing. I paid some money and I was going to make a balance based on the fact that, okay, when you install, when you're comfortable, you pay the balance. But it was shocking because since from the first day I got it, I've already started shouting, take it back. This person came up and said, please, it's quite unfortunate that you don't want the generator. Probably people around you are the ones deceiving you. That generator is perfect. And it got to the point he said, there are a lot of buyers that it just felt low for me. That's why he had to sell to me. So I shouldn't worry. I should be relaxed that within a space of 1 or 2 days, it will come. There are a lot of buyers. They want to select it. We just come and pick it up and make my money and inform. So I was relaxed based on trust for a human being again. Shockingly, he keep coming up with stories. When I didn't see him, I go, okay, please, first and foremost, let's even return the generator to your spot. He said, no, it's not around. Who will receive it? It's not around. It's fine where it is. There are a lot of people, when he comes back, he's bringing like 3 or 4 people who are bargaining, come and pick it up and and make a refund. He keep using systematic ways, delaying. Even a lot of times he come to the place to bring people to come and look at it. He sees me. He says, "Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So this man is here to make payment right away. So, but you need your help. We need battery. So we still support him, giving him battery to power it. There's a day he will say he needs a little diesel. He needs to power it, so also be able to market it for other people. And he got to a point in time. I think it was taking him time to get a buyer or to convince other people. I think I don't know who advised him. He started sending me messages from the last day. That was after like 2 weeks after I brought the generator to my site. He started sending me text messages. Okay, when am I getting balance? I was furious. I said, we're talking about you making a refund to me.
You are asking for
balance. He sent me. He didn't respond. Me, I was foolishly making calls. I was communicating with him on call. He was doing text messages to me as evidence. So when I call him and say, what you are doing is unfair. Don't you have fear for God? Why will you do this to me? I borrowed money from bank to buy this generator. The generator is not working. Even if you have told me you have spent $500 for that money, give me the remaining one. What you said, that shows you are a peacemaker. He He said I should not tell him what he doesn't know that. He just send me text. He send me text. Okay, you're not paying my balance. He keep building up these text messages, and I already knew where he was going to. While I was shocked at what he was doing, I had to send him a message. I said, "What are you doing? What are you up to? You were here yesterday. You were bleeding. I should give you time. Now you're sending me multiple messages on the issue when you already know our conversation was based on how are you refunding me?
Refund.
Before I should know it, bam! I was in court.
This guy took you to court.
Took me to court, and I refused to pay him his balance after I've been enjoying the use of the generator for the period of time I got it in my place. Forgetting all what has transpired between me and him and all the conversations, but he was smart enough to have put me on records based on text message and all that. So that took me to court again, and I was in court one particular day. I was shocked. I think anyway, like the little I know about law is that when the matter is ongoing, you don't say. So I won't say much of that. Shockingly, the only thing I can just mention is that I saw this guy crying, giving false evidence.
My God.
I was only laughing. Lamps.
Over a generator that you never used and it's not even in good condition.
So it's crazy. So there's so much that that reminds me. I think I recall the issue of energy. It's crazy as well. You see, I'm doing a business whereby I was initially on a band on the tariff scheme of BDC or the electrical. Maybe you can go to this. You're going to edit that column. So, but at the end of the day, I was on a tariff plan, and I was so excited to move to band A so that I will be stable. Even to get me into that platform was a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff that was shocking. That's not the way it should be ordinarily. In this country, is where you want to. In fact, a time will come in this country. If this country like this, you are going to the hospital. You have to go with your injection. You go with your drugs. You have to buy the stethoscope. The doctor will use. It's like it to almost all departments. That's why I said it goes beyond just saying the presidency or the government is corrupt. We as individuals, we as professionals, we are doing a lot of nasty things. So and it makes it very easy to do business. Like I said, it took me a lot to go through the process to move to that platform. When to get to that platform, I was shocked that even what I was trying to avoid, trying to manage costs, was not
no difference.
It was even worse stuff. So it's really not easy doing business.
Anyway, so we've talked about all the challenges, and right now I don't even know how I feel about all the stories. And I'm sure you have like a dozen more of all these
lots of experience. Lots of experience. It's not been easy. I can picture what the likes of Dangote, Lumelu, what they face, and how they manage their health. Because sometimes I see myself not even having enough sleep. And sometimes somehow, if not for how God is helping one, you also want the workload wants to even affect one's family lifestyle.
Yeah, because I was going to ask.
You don't have time.
How do you manage your family? How do you manage your family? How do you manage your health? What time? I mean, your children, take your children for vacation. That means you can't even travel now because you decided that you should run business.
The fear of not trying to lose the business is now misguiding most CEOs to ensure that they want to look out for the business. But like I said, the newfound knowledge I had is that build structures that will enable you to stay back and ensure that there's compliance. Because the fear of not trying to lose that business, you are taking low at 35-36% interest rate. You are paying very huge energy costs. You are trying to deal with staff that are out to steal so much. You cannot just let the ball fall. You want to be there at all time and look from all angles.
So you install CCTV and you will still come with your
corocoro eyes. You spend so much on data to make sure that all your cameras are running. You do this, you do that, so many things.
Okay,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, and I mean, from Mr. Sunday's testament, we can only pray that God will be with all the business people because it's tough. It's tough. So it's clear now that you can't run business without losses. From what you've said,
you can minimize this.
You can minimize it through structures, right? But one has to be very, very ready for the life of business and impact. And as we bring it to the close, I want to also personally just thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much.
Within the system, I mean, it brings some really nice flavor to it. Working with him and my relationship with him has been so beautiful. And I thank you so much for all that you do, even from oil and gas down to the hospitality sector. And guys, I can't say I can't but say again that until you have visited Dreamview, you can't understand. You won't understand the meaning of that name. Before you go on the show, Mr. Sonny, we have a gift. We're building a culture right now, and this is from Focus Spell Creatives, and she's decided to bless you with. He sent me 2 pictures. The other one is really nice picture, but we were able to do this one.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
To always thank you so much for having so much time to be here. You're a very busy man. When you were talking about, you're somewhere and they're stealing your money, in my head I was imagining, I hope somebody's not stealing your money right now. All right. Crazy. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for watching this episode. Yeah, you can tag it and name it the episode of tears of a business owner in Nigeria. Whatever, just drop it in the comment section and let's look at it. It's tough to do business in Nigeria. We cannot lie. And we can only but understand the backstory that has been shared. These people go through a lot to invest and to borrow, take loans to get this business running. The best we can do is to be humane and continue to support businesses like this. Till the next time, please keep watching the Ayo-Akande podcast. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my God.